If you went to Emmaus High School between the years of 2015 and 2016, this video is for you. What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. This video is my top 3 reasons why the class of 2016 had the best student section of all time at Emmaus. Let's get into it. Reason number 1, our student section had the best themes ever. And every single game we would vote on best options, best things we're thinking of, what was relevant, what was appropriate, and we did it all. Had a gold out for pediatric cancer. Had a jungle theme. I dressed up as a gorilla and tore off Blake Spiker's shirt and then came in and shot me. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
I don't know. What's the answer?
USA theme that was legit. Where's Waldo during a state playoff game. We did pink out for breast cancer awareness. We did a purple out to support the Zukowski family. Did a toga out. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. I think one of my favorite ones though was when we went to a super far away school. I can't remember what it was, but we did a lumberjack out. There was probably 10 of us total. We all wore our flannels, our big boots. Someone had like a cardboard saw, and we were just wreaking havoc during this game. Bottom line is, you pick the theme, we would do it. Whether it was toga, whiteout, blackout, anything. And you know everyone that was coming to the game was willing to go all out for that theme. That's reason number 1. And that leads into my second reason. So reason number 2 why we were the best student section comes down to 3 words: attendance, support, and engagement. The people that were in charge of the student section that year were so invested every single game in getting as many people there as possible who really wanted to be there. Whether it was football, soccer, lacrosse, field hockey. Well, the unfortunate thing about field hockey is they were the best team in our school. They didn't get the support they deserved. I went to a ton of games personally. I went to EPC, district, state games when they played Hempfield, Central Dauphin, these good teams. The ones that were really invested would go travel for some of these games. Unfortunately, not everyone did. They were a really great team. They were a fun team to watch for sure. Basketball, volleyball, didn't go to that many golf outings, but hey, we were there for almost everything. A huge group of people. You can look at these pictures. Full stands, top to bottom. Everyone was dressed in the theme. Everyone was screaming the entire game. Most of the time we wouldn't even sit for the whole game, which was crazy. We would stand. Looking back, we could have easily sat down for part of the game, but we didn't want to because we were that invested. When I think about the engagement in some of these games that we were in, think about some of the chants that we did. One that comes to mind right away is the roller coaster chant that we did during the whiteout. I mean, it's an Emmaus tradition, but we would do this so well. You know, the classic. That was a classic one. 2016, 2015, that year was a big year. The dab. I remember anything that was culturally relevant during the time, whether it was the money sign, we were about it. I think my personal favorite was basketball. My senior year, that team was probably the most fun I had watching a sports team. The Cax, Cam, Joe P, J Scar, Fire Tag. I mean, all those guys. I grew up playing with them, competing with them, and then to be able to support them on the court was just awesome. Great experience. And they brought the energy, they brought the hype, and we had so much fun watching them ball out. I was pretty heavily involved in some of the decision making, but I have to definitely show props to George Smith, who was a catalyst for the Hornets Nest, through the Twitter, the Instagram, through really getting a lot of people involved. I mean, he was huge. You could see the energy that he brought to a lot of the games, so he was awesome to have, leading the pack in a way, leading the Nest. Another guy who kind of tailed off into his own group was Sam Buck, who just brought energy and life to our student section, kind of coined the hype squad in 2014 before he was even a senior, and just brought infinite amount of energy and intensity to the game that we just fed off of. Last but not least, reason number 3 why the class of 2016 was without a doubt the best student section of all time is because we were the most savage. Now, I could talk about a lot of things, but I'll try and keep it pretty short and sweet. Some of the chants that we would say would get into people's heads really bad, and there's some things that I don't want to say because we got a little personal. You know, when we play Parkland, when we play, you know, the good teams, you had to find a way to get under their skin. And we knew all the people, you know, that they had been with, all their friends, all their girlfriends, and we used that to our advantage. Now, looking back, was it our wisest choice? No. Did it impact some of the games? Absolutely. So I think it was a pretty good tactic. That was one tactic we used. We used to chant SAT scores to Allen, airball. We would target kids once they airballed one time. I remember we did this at the state quarterfinals game when we played Reading. Lonnie Walker currently plays for the San Antonio Spurs. We chanted airball at him for a whole quarter straight. And it worked for a quarter, and then he eventually scored like 25 points. But it worked for a quarter. It didn't matter who it was. We would target them. We would chant airball the entire game. I remember we did it to Aiden Elwood when he was on Central Catholic. And we had this kid locked up. He was not going to shoot. He was too scared. It worked to perfection. Another thing that we did was we were able to get under the skin of other teams. Like Central Catholic made shirts that said "Everybody hates Emmaus" because we were so hated. Like we were so savage. We were so in your face, disrespectful. They had to make a shirt to say that everybody hates Emmaus. So it was always Parkland Hate Week whenever we played Parkland. And we would chant Mr. Repture, who was their assistant principal who got fired for doing something with a student. I don't remember exactly what he did, but that was savage. I mean, we would chant that for years and years and years. I don't know if they're still doing it at this point, but I mean, I can't believe we did that looking back on it. Not only did we chant everything, the air balls, the sloppy, the you can't do that, but we were also involved outside of the games itself. On Twitter, through Parkland Hate Week, through tweeting, through texting. We were all over media, all over social media. I wish I could go back and read some of these tweets because I remember how savage they were, but it was insane, and I miss those days for sure. I think all in all, looking back, it's just one of those times where we had so much fun pouring into our friends, our teammates, watching them. As an athlete, having a full crowd at a game. I remember when we played Central at County Fields, and there was a full crowd of fans supporting us. And there's nothing like that in the world when you can run up to the stands after a game and just shake the hand of your best friend. Like, that is something that I will never forget. And that year will never be forgotten. Some of the best athletes, some of the best teams ever came out of that year, and I'm happy to be able to support them. 2016 out. You know what it is. Best class ever to ever do it. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, hit that like button. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to the channel and let me know what you want to see next.